Hello. There we go. I think the microphone's working. Let's have a look here and see. Hello, hello. Uh, so I can't. Trying to figure out if this thing, the microphone. Okay. Yep. So let's have a look. Hey man, how are you? Sorry I didn't I was trying to do something there. How is everything? So I got 2 viewers in the chat room. I can't actually see who's in here, so if people can maybe comment in the chat. I kind of wanted to play some music, but I'm not sure if I can. Good man. Have you been watching anything recently? Yeah, I was just gonna play some royalty free stuff to be honest, but I'm not sure if I can overlay that with my audio. I'm gonna try something here. Let me know if you can hear this. Oh no, it's not working, I don't think. Funny actually, I watched all the Batman movies recently. Um I have a 6-year-old kid, so it was his first time watching Batman, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman Robin. I love Batman Forever, it's fun. The 13th Wolfman, what is going on? What's up, man? I wanted to try and get more people in on this. Anything and everything, really, man. Um, just wanted to chat with whoever came in for a bit, maybe half hour, maybe or something like that, just to get started. Um, what movies people have been checking out, if there's any horror news and stuff. Has anybody seen Psycho Gorman? Funny, actually, me too. So I'm in Ireland right now, and we don't have Psycho Gorman, but I was able to get my hands on something so I can watch it. I've heard very good things. I'm actually supposed to chat with the director in a few weeks, I hope. Um, they are making another Cloverfield movie. Um, so let's have a look. So yeah, I heard it's good fun. Like, I mean, I don't think it'll be everybody's bag, but let's have a look. So it's been 10 years since the found footage film Cloverfield brought a giant monster into New York City. This subsequently spawned a loosely connected universe of movies that has included 10 Cloverfield Lane and the not so excellent Cloverfield Paradox. But what about an actual proper Cloverfield 2? We're finally getting one as J.J. Abrams' company Bad Robot has hired Joe Barton to write a script for what is being described as a true Cloverfield sequel. So up to this point, the sequels have been essentially unrelated movies with loose ties to the director. The director Matt Reeves' 2008 movie, with various other movies including Overlord and last year's Underwater being rumored installments that turned out actually not to be. With Cloverfield Paradox essentially explaining that a rip in the space time continuum spilled all kinds of monsters out into different kinds of timelines. And well, that's just been the Cloverfield franchise. Blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, Bad Robot and Paramount are making a true follow up to Cloverfield, which is interesting. Oh, nice, man. You're going to do a review? You didn't like the first Cloverfield at all? I actually recently just bought that on Blu-ray again, just because it was like $3, so I picked it up. But I totally get why you might not like it. It's one of those things that it's either your thing or it's not. So I kind of totally get that, to be honest. I'm just gonna grab something here. Whoops. Yeah, it seems like in one way it seems like a really cool idea, but at the same time, it's like not really worked out, to be honest. Does that give me better lighting? Not really. See if I move this light. There we go. That makes things a little bit better, I guess. Oh, really? Yeah. It seems to be one of those. It's like it's pretty split as far as I can tell between people. Um, let's see what else is going on in news right now. Sean Cunningham from Friday the 13th fame is now suing Warner Brothers and Paramount for lost profits over the franchise. I know, yeah. And this is just gonna like draw this whole Friday the 13th thing out now even more. What kind of horror is my favorite? Um, hmm, that's a good question. Honestly, I could kind of go for anything in a way, to be totally honest with you. I do love my cheesy slashers. I'm not gonna lie. Um, Valentine, Urban Legend, um, all those kind of movies. Um, 13 Ghosts, Ghost Ship from 2002. Let me see what else. Brain Scan. They all seem pretty generic, to be honest. Um, I love The Blair Witch. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. Um, let's see. I'm just going to try and have a look over at my collection. The Hills Have Eyes. I actually really like The Hills Have Eyes, and I really like the remakes as well. I really enjoy those. Um, Jeepers Creepers, Doctor Giggles, Texas Chainsaw remake. I really like that. Not to say that I don't like the originals of these, but I'm just trying to think of maybe answers that people normally don't give. I really enjoyed the Hitcher remake. Um, Movies like Joyride or Roadkill, it's called over here. House of Wax remake, that kind of stuff. What about you? What's your favorite type? Hitcher remake is really fun, and I love Sean Bean as well. So I thought he played the Hitcher really well. I actually showed my girlfriend that movie recently. Have I seen Exists? Um, I have. Funny you mentioned that. Just one second. probably should have planned to do that before I started the live stream. Um, I have seen exists. Um, so I'm gonna go out and say something that's probably really controversial. I have never seen Suspiria. Is this the movie you're talking about? I like that there is a Bigfoot movie in Texas. Blah, blah, blah. This is actually a really solid Bigfoot movie and probably my favorite one. I actually have two friends who have a podcast called the Monster Fuzz Podcast, and they dive into cryptids every week. And I think we're going to do like a commentary track for this movie. And if I can swing it, possibly with the director. So I don't know if you guys know, I had the chance to interview. My first ever proper interview was with Eduardo Sanchez, who is the director of the Blair Witch Project, and this is actually his movie. So I have like a 2.5 hour podcast with him from about a year ago, the start of COVID. And he actually sent me copies of some of his movies that I couldn't get. So he sent me this, which is super fun. I actually want to really rewatch this again, to be honest. And he sent me some other stuff. Let me have a look. Let me see what have I got. He sent me this movie too. I don't know if you guys have heard of this movie. So it's called Seventh Moon. Kind of looks like a fake cover. Do you think it's worth my? He did, and he directed episodes of Queen of the South. This is another movie of his, which is very underrated. So basically, I'll read the blurb from the back of it. I appreciate that, man. You listening to the episode. I'm actually going to try and fix the audio in that episode and re-upload it in two parts rather than have one 2 hour podcast. I'm going to clean up the audio a bit and I'm going to re-release it soon in two separate parts, which might make for easier listening. If you have listened to any of the stuff on the podcast or plan on it, definitely leave me a review, and that really helps out, to be honest with you. So yeah. So this movie is called Seventh Moon. It came out in 2008, 2009. It was kind of random. I think he had gotten in touch with maybe a producer from Japan, I think it was, or China, and put him in touch with this. And so basically, I'll just read the back here. According to an ancient Chinese myth, on the full moon of the seventh lunar month, the gates of hell open and the dead are freed to roam among the living. While honeymooning in China, a young couple takes part in a sacred event that honors these spirits. As night falls, their tour guide abandons them in a desolate field. Now, what they thought was a joke becomes far too real as they fight to survive the night of the seventh moon. It's actually really fun. Some issues with it, lighting issues. It's a very dark movie, so that can kind of put people off. Um, so you do really have to kind of concentrate on what's going on. I thought the bad guys, you can kind of see them there, were quite interesting, and there's some freaky parts with them in it. But yeah, it's not a bad movie overall, to be honest with you. But again, I feel like a lot of stuff that Eduardo has done since Blair Witch has kind of been looked over. I actually meant to grab it a second ago. I won't jump off again to get it, but he has another movie on top of these two. He has another movie called Altered. Have you guys seen that? I nearly just grab it just to show you what it looks like. Yeah, let me just grab this copy of Altered just to show you. If you want a violent Bigfoot movie, then you should set it in the south because the Bigfoot encounters in the south. Yeah, I guess I have altered. Yeah, so you guys have seen that one then. Um, yeah, I mean, it's fun. If you can, if like you said, if you can get over some of the plot holes, it's actually not too bad. Um, it's bearable. I kind of enjoyed it, to be honest with you. Like you said, if you can put aside some of the, and I think being a horror fan as well, you have to have a certain amount of not expecting an Oscar winning performances or anything, or storylines or reasons. But it's another fun one if you like exists and stuff. That can be quite fun. So that's some of his other movies, which are quite good. Yeah, man, he's a super cool guy as well. He's a super nice guy. He's actually sending me a signed Blair Witch poster, an original quad poster, which is a cinema poster from the UK. He's gonna sign it for me and post it to me. So I just pulled out some other kind of I pulled out movies I didn't even realize. Um, some other somewhat obscure, I guess. Let me see, what will I go for next? Let's go for this one. Mask Maker is the name of this one. Yeah, man, 13th Wolfman, you can't really, can you? It's hard sometimes because I feel um let down by movies, and then I have to try and I play devil's advocate and kind of think, oh, maybe I shouldn't be so hard on this movie because at the end of the day, it's a movie about, you know, some alien or some shit like that. And I try and kind of talk myself out of shitting on the movie. I feel like as a horror fan as well, we give a lot of things a pass. So yeah, this one has from Hills Have Eyes, Michael Berryman. You can see him right there in the middle on the back. This visual actually in the top corner of this guy right here reminds me a lot of the scene with Kemper when Leatherface is wearing his skin and he looks at the chick. It reminds me a lot of that, to be honest with you. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's true. When there's a really incoherent story, it's tough. So, Mask Maker. So, a couple hits the jackpot when they purchase a 19th century plantation home for a bargain price. They invite their friends up for the weekend to celebrate their good fortune and to start making the house a home. The locals in the town try to warn them about the sinister history of the house, but they won't listen. When the friends start to go missing along with the skin off their faces, the survivors realize the plantation's former owner has risen from his grave and he's not happy. So that's a fun one. Oh, you met Michael Berryman. What's he like? He seems like a really chill guy. Um, oh, and you interviewed him as well. Wow, wow, man, that's cool. He's somebody I'd like to talk to because I love The Hills Have Eyes, and I'd be interested. He's been in a lot of stuff I like. I'd be interested to chat with him. I have actually been working on a story for a while that is a Bigfoot movie, but it's been set up like The Predator. When you say you've been working on a story, do you do you write your things in scripts or like a treatment or just like a story that's a written story? I often wonder that. I have a lot of ideas, but I can um I can only get as far as maybe writing a treatment or like notes, and then that's it. Yeah, man, me too. Oh, nice. So you write them as a story. Okay, let's move on. Um, Here is another movie that I bought basically just on principle. Actually, also, if you guys can, if you can thumbs up this live stream. I know there's only 2 or 3 people in here, but if you can, um, what are those heads on my top shelf? Okay, let's have it before we go into the next movie. Let me see if I can. You talking about these ones on this side here, is it? Or the ones right behind me? So let's see if I can move that there. You're going to have to excuse the state of my current setup. Um, I'm waiting on new shelving, so you can't really see it all too well just because of the microphone and everything. But so on the end here, I have the other from Hellfest. If you guys have seen that, I fucking love that movie so much. Um, just because I love Halloween haunted attractions, Halloween Horror Nights. So that movie was just fun for me. I get it; it's not great, but I just thought it was fun, and I thought the mask was quite original and creepy looking. Next to that, we have Bloody Face from American Horror Story Asylum. That's another super cool mask. I'll show you guys in a bit. Up close to those, I'll grab them and I'll bring them over, and you can see them. Next to that, we have Jason, and then next to him, we have Freddy. So then, if we wrap around this way, you just move this a small bit. Let me see, which way am I going to have to move? This is going to be difficult because I have headphones on. Let's see. Okay, so on this side, then we have an original 1996 ghost face mask. It's a Easter Unlimited Fun World mask. I think they're like super rare now. Next to that, we have um, the 2003 Leatherface remake mask. Next to that, we have the Trick or Treat Studios Pretty Woman, Pretty Lady, whichever you want to call it, Leatherface mask. Beneath that, we have Halloween 2 Myers, not the blood one, obviously. Next to that, we have the Curse of Michael Myers. Then we have Halloween Resurrection, which I I like that movie. I actually find that quite fun. And then we have the 2018 Blumhouse Halloween, Michael. I am actually working on getting all the different from all the movies. And then once I get them all, then what I plan on doing is I plan on getting all the variations of them. So Halloween H2O is one of my favorite movies. So that's probably going to be my next pickup will be one of those. Yeah. So um, Tony Gardner, who designed the Happy Death Day mask, did actually design that mask. And I have also got that mask, which this is actually one of my favorite masks, funny enough. I searched high and low in New York about 2 years ago to find this mask. There was a Spirit Halloween in the States. They do their own cheapy versions, but I had one and I just didn't like it. And I wanted the original Trick or Treat Studios one. So I managed to pick that up as the official one. They've actually released another one now from Happy Death Day 2. And it's really cool, actually, if you want to wear it. It is padded out with foam. So it sits on your face. Um, all the H2O mask variations. Yeah, they do. They do, actually. Obviously not the one that's CGI, but the 3 other ones, because I think that the mask changes 4 times in that movie. So the 3 of them, they have all 3 of them on Trick or Treat Studios. Yeah, yeah, uh, the fact that I like Halloween Resurrection is quite controversial. I get that a lot. I actually, if you guys know what Fright Rags is, I had the chance to interview the guy who owns that as well, Ben Scrivens. I They had a Halloween release a while back, and I managed to pick up a Halloween Resurrection T-shirt, which is kind of like a mix up of. Let me see if I can grab you guys a picture of this. Fright Rags. Um, Here we go. So I picked this up, which I thought I don't know. I just love that. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just thought it looked really nice. And I also picked up. This is one of my favorite shirts. You guys will surely know what this is. So that's the logo there, the Dangertainment logo. So, yeah, they're fun. Like I have a lot of different shirts from different movies, and I just pick up random stuff. A lot of different companies are starting to do horror related merchandise now. Like this It Chapter 2 hoodie, I got from like a generic like a H&M store or something like that. And I'm also repping. You guys might know what this show is. It's no longer around, unfortunately, for various reasons. Have you guys ever listened to that? I was actually cleaning some of my collection 2 days ago, and I moved a figure of Freddy from A New Nightmare for the first time in like 2 or 3 years, and I broke his fingers. So I'm super pissed about that. And I also have a Predator figure, a 1/6, I think, scale Predator figure that he fell off the shelf and his leg broke. So that sucks. It'd be fun if we could get some more people in here so we can all chat. My original plan was to have some drinks and whatever, but what I am thinking of doing, and let me guys know if you'd be up for something like that, is I am interested in doing like a watch along. So we would all have to now. The issue with this is we would all have to load up the movie separately, do some sort of a 10 count maybe, and then watch along live. Um, that might be kind of fun. I was thinking about doing it on there's a thing called Scener, which might work. Could do that. Do you guys know who Ben Wheatley is? A horror director. Yeah, you might be right. You might be right about that. Yeah, so I guess I'll pop back into some of these movies again. Has anybody seen this movie? Paranormal Experience 3D. So let's read the back. It is an abandoned outpost town where a mythical killer, the sadistic Dr. Matagara, Matagora, tortured his patients in the darkness and solitude of the ancient salt mines. Now it is the focus of Angela, a final year psychiatric student, and her study to disprove the paranormal. Arriving in the remote and crumbling town, the scientific research is derailed when strange phenomena begin to occur. But what is Angela and her student friends seeing real, or are they going mad, or worse, has the doctor returned? Terrified and alone, they try to free themselves and flee the town, but nothing they now experience is quite what it seems. From the producers of the multi award winning The Orphanage, this is a shockingly raw and atmospheric horror, featuring one of the most genuinely frightening and disturbing screen characters of the decade. I bought this movie literally just because of the trailer and how he looks. I think he looks so fucking cool. And I still have not watched it. As far as I know, it's in a different language. I'm nearly sure it's in Spanish with English subtitles. And that was one of the reasons that turned me off actually watching it in the end. I probably should attempt to watch it. But yeah, stuff. Looks fun though. Looks cool. Funny story, actually, I was buying this from somebody online and it was right when COVID hit and I had so many bills and stuff to pay and I just couldn't figure it out at the time. And the guy sent it to me for free because we had just been put on lockdown and he said it'll give me something to watch and not to worry about it. I ended up paying him in the end, but it was super cool. He just sent me the movie because he knew I wanted it. You just picked up Chopping Mall, Piranha, and a few others. Yeah, what else did you pick up? I just these are not ones I bought recently, but they're just movies that I thought were kind of obscure that maybe you guys might like to check out or maybe have already seen. This is one of my favorite movies, and I paid so much money to ship this to Ireland. It is The Hills Run Red. That killer is so cool as well. Babyface or whatever they call him. You can see him there on the back. That, in my opinion, that's one of the most badass looking characters that I've seen in a slasher movie. To be totally honest with you. This one comes with reversible artwork as well, which is cool. So you have the original artwork here. It's kind of funky looking. Don't know if I prefer this one or not. Kind of reminds me of this. Oh, wow. I was about to say it reminds me of a Scream Factory release. It is a Scream Factory release. Um, have you guys seen this one? Okay, so let's read the story of this one. You heard the story, the one about the goriest, bloodiest splatter flick ever. The one made in the 80s but mysteriously lost. Flash forward to now. Young cinema buffs search for the secret location where the movie was shot, hoping to find the film. What they find is that the goriest, bloodiest splatter flick ever is more than a movie. It's real, and it's happening to them. The hills run red vaults into a whole new level of horror as the terrified cinema buffs confront a demented killer who covers his hacked up face with a baby doll mask. Wait, Babyface is just a character from the movie, right? Wrong, he's alive. He's waiting. He's thrilled to meet fans who will die slowly, gruesomely, shockingly for his art. Get ready to meet a new horror icon. And this one, like all Scream Factory stuff, is packed with audio commentaries, several of those. Audio commentary with Dave Parker, which is the director, and filmmakers Joel Lynch and Adam Green. Music videos, interviews with the producers, a lot of stuff in there. It's pretty cool. Um, Shockwaves, yes. So Shockwaves was a Blumhouse podcast. Um, I can't. I don't want to say too much about it. Super good podcast. So you had Elric Kane, Rebecca McKendry. They're from previous. They've done stuff in the past. They had their own podcast. A guy called Rob Galuzzo, who was the head of acquisitions for Dread Presents. He's worked with Fangoria. He's done so much stuff. He's produced behind the scenes documentaries for a lot of movies. And he was like the head host of Shockwave's podcast as well. And then Ryan Turek, who is the VP of, I'm not going to insult him by even trying to say his title. He's one of the top guys in Blumhouse, basically. And every week they would talk about movies they've seen. Sometimes they would have guests on, like really fun guests as well. Or they may have a themed episode. And they were super good. They come out every Friday. Um, and yeah, but they had some stuff. They partnered with Fangoria, I think. And then they had all those issues with Cinestate last year. And then unfortunately, Rob Galuzzo was outed by several women for. I don't even want to get into it, to be honest with you. Um, yeah, you can look him up and see what you think of it yourself. But since the podcast is just gone, and that's it. Rebecca and Elric have their own podcast now called Colors in the Dark, I think it is, which is quite good. But it just doesn't have that same thing that the previous podcast had. It's a pity. It's a pity, but I remember one time setting myself a goal that when I get to um collaborate and do an episode with them, a crossover, that's when I'll have felt like I've hit the where I want to be with the whole podcast and stuff. Okay, so I've got another Blu-ray here that I absolutely love. and I'm a big fan of this. And I'm also a big fan of the Hellraiser series, even all the sequels and stuff. It is, yeah. It is, yeah. What time is it where you're at, Wolfman, or where are you? Where are you? The Wishmaster collection from Vestron Video. So this has Wishmaster, Wishmaster 2, Evil Never Dies, Wishmaster 3, Beyond the Gates of Hell, and Wishmaster 4, or The Prophecy Fulfilled. And these all feature lots of special features, audio commentary tracks, cool. I love this design on the slipcover, and then you just have your regular case. I'm just going to pop it open and see. I haven't looked at it such a long time. It has no reversible artwork, and it just has the same artwork, I think, on all the discs. So yeah, it feels like kind of one of those high quality like Scream Factory releases. It's a pity my US Blu-ray player actually broke last night, so now I've got to wait for till I can buy a region free player, unfortunately. And I'm just waiting to close out my GameStop stocks. Once I do next week, I'll be able to buy my Blu-ray player. And no, that's not a joke either. I do actually have shares in GameStop. What's that? That would be awesome. Is there a huge delay in the stream? Strange. There doesn't seem to be. I Another favorite movie of mine that I pulled out earlier, uh, and it's like a comfort movie, like a feel good movie for me. Is No Vacancy, or I guess the movie's called Vacancy. Yeah, I always called it like No Vacancy, Vacancy. Um, with Luke Wilson and Kate Beckinsale. This is such a good movie. Um, it's along that, I guess, like kind of Hitcher style movie. Um, so yeah, I'll set the scene. I'll read the back. When David and Amy Fox's car breaks down in the middle of nowhere, they are forced to spend the night at the only motel around, with only the TV to entertain them, until they discovered that the low budget slasher movies they're watching were all filmed in the very room in which they are sitting, with hidden cameras now aimed at them, trapping them in rooms, crawl spaces, underground tunnels, and filming their every move. David and Amy must struggle to get out alive before they end up the next victims on tape. So that's it there. Um, this one's really fun. Just a nice, easy watch. Kind of a, maybe not so much a horror, like a thriller movie. Um, but yeah, it's really fun if you guys have seen that one. I need to rewatch some of these again. These are like my go-to comfort movies when I have like a really shitty day or something bad happens. I always pull out movies like this to make me feel better. Don't know, there's just something about the vibe of them that always makes me feel good. Thanks for the shout out on Instagram, man. Appreciate it. Oh, also, Macabre Daily, you're checking out your article and stuff now. That has to go through a whole thing. I had to do the same, but they are looking into it. I got an email 2 days ago about it. Just so you know. Um, what's this? My phone is about to go dead now. I don't have a charger up here. Are you guys still there, or is everybody still active, or gone, or whatever? The next time I do this, I'm going to make sure to schedule it properly. I'm going to give like proper notice so I can actually sort it out. Oh wow, I think there's an issue with the chats or something. Because all you guys' chats are only coming in now for some reason. What the hell? Been in contact with a guy. See if he's interested in also pause mention. Yeah, man, cool. He did sightseers, if I remember. Not seeing that, no. Mention movie I didn't know existed. Looks really cool. Steampunk looking. Yeah, he does look steampunk looking. Spanish. I do like subtitles, but it just turned me off. Seen the poster kicking around. Got the Puppet Master box set. I love the Hills in Red. William Sadler does an awesome job. Yeah, he does. Puppet Master box set. Oh man, that's so cool. I own the Hills in Red. Sound cheesy. Joe Lynch. Rebecca used to work for Fangoria. Yep, she did. You're in Seattle. Oh, cool. Yeah. Vestron did a good job on them collections. Yeah. Yeah, man, they were telling me that. They let me know. As soon as you guys hear this, can you post just hello in the chat? Just the word hello. I just want to see something. Hmm. So there is an issue with the chat. And there's something going on with this chat. I'm not sure what it is, but the messages are coming in super late after I'm talking. Hmm. Another favorite movie of mine right here. The Blair Witch Project 2, Book of Shadows. Again, as a big Blair Witch fan, you would think I wouldn't like this movie. And I don't, if I take it out of the context of the first one as much as possible. I do actually quite like this movie on its own merits. Um, the biggest thing I liked about it, and I know it's not Joe's original vision, the thing I like about it is it's so far away from the original. I like that he didn't just try and cash in and do the same thing again. And I always loved that little they have like the secret of whatever it is. I can't remember, is it written on this? Hidden within this film are mysterious and haunting images, not easily seen by the naked eye. To reveal these images, just follow the instructions in the special features section at the end of the film, which I thought was super cool. The back of this DVD case is actually really weird. Um, it looks like this. I don't know, is that a thing that companies used to do at one point? And it has along here, it has all these words. I don't really get what that's about. Electrifying, beast, midnight, undead, alien. I have no idea what that means, but yeah, so Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2 returns to the town of Burkittsville and the Black Hills Forest, the scene of the killings of November 1999. Following the media coverage of the Blair Witch Project, Burkittsville is overrun by curiosity seekers. Four young fans and their guide set off to spend the night in the woods, hoping to discover the truth about the Blair Witch legend. In the morning, when they awake, they find a scene of destruction, and no one can remember the events of that previous night. Shadow of the Blair Witch is a compelling documentary investigating Jeff Patterson and the murders he is accused of committing. The Burkittsville Seven examines the murder of seven Burkittsville children and the gruesome history of the Blair Witch legend. That's really bizarre, actually, because it says on the back here Shadow of the Blair Witch is a compelling documentary investigating Jeff Patterson and the murders he is accused of committing. So that basically gives away the entire movie, then. And I'm sorry if that's spoilers for you guys, but the movie has been out for like 20 years now. So, um, but yeah, like at the time, I can't imagine picking this up in a video store. And if you read the back, it basically ruins the entire plot. It's kind of strange. And again, I think we're still having issues with the chat because I cannot see anything. Unless you guys just aren't commenting or something. Can't seem to find out. See, here we go again. All the chats are in all at once. Is it my internet connection? It's a weird movie. I've not seen that type of backside before. It could have been a thing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even think I have any other movies that have it like that. Yeah, man, I don't know what's going on with this chat. Because on my phone, it's loading the chat the wrong way. But in here, it's something else. I don't think it's my internet connection. I have quite a good internet connection, so that's kind of bizarre that could be happening. But maybe I'll have to look into it. This is my first like YouTube live stream ever, so it's probably something that I'm gonna have to look into and try and figure out. Oh, we have someone new, Lucas. How are you, man? Where are you from? What's up? How's your day been? How's life? How can I sleep with those creepy masks in my room? I actually don't sleep in this room. I used to at one point, and it didn't bother me. They're not the only ones I have, to be honest. I've got some more here, and I've got some more on the other side of the room. Um, but yeah, it wouldn't bother me sleeping. To be honest with you, the only one that's ever freaked me out at any point was I used to have a lot of this stuff on the other side of the room. And this one, I would wake up sometimes from a nightmare or some like weird vivid dream. And this one would always freak me out. Soon you're going to get demonic bots commenting, "Hello, this is Crowley." Yeah. Now it seems to be kind of working again, so I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. Just yeah, man. The letter face, this middle one here. Yeah, that one used to freak the fuck out of me at night. You are from the Netherlands. Oh, cool. So what have you been up to? What time is there a time difference? You guys are ahead by an hour or two, right? Or is it? No. What do I know? All right. Okay. So it's an hour ahead. What have you been watching, or have you been watching any movies or anything? You just watched Poltergeist, did you? Did you come from my Instagram by any chance, or how did you find this live stream? Just as a matter of interest. All right. Okay. Cool. Yeah, this is my first live ever. So, if you have an Instagram, man, go over and check out my Instagram. Um, it's just first class horror. That's it right there. Um, yeah, follow me on Instagram if you do have an Instagram account. I chat back and forth with people there quite a bit as well and jump on lives and stuff. If you're into movies and stuff, it's something that I'm trying to do more and more. I started a podcast a while back, so that's something that I've been kind of working on through this whole COVID thing. Yeah, and I just jumped on here. The original plan was to have a few drinks maybe and have a bit of fun, but I think what I'm going to do is schedule for a couple of weeks' time, and maybe everybody could show up and chill out. I might do a thing on Scener or maybe on Zoom. I'm not sure. We can all jump into a room together and watch a movie or something. We can pick a movie, something random. Could watch this. Another one of my favorite comfort movies. I think it's called Roadkill over with us, and it's called Joyride in the States. But it's a Paul Walker movie. Super underrated, actually. If you guys haven't seen it, it's funny because normally back then, like this came out in 2001, so that was even still like the kind of 90s vibe, early 2000s. Movies were always quite good with their like blurbs on the back. And this one, I never actually read it, but it just says it started as a joke. Now the joke is on them. Stalked by a vengeful trucker, three friends race for their lives. It's a thrilling nail biter with four mind blowing alternate endings. And that was it. No more context. I fucking love this movie though. So good. I didn't realize it was produced by J.J. Abrams. Abrams, sorry. Um, it's kind of interesting. Yeah, Bad Robot done this. Wow. I had no idea. Yeah, this is a fun one. This will always be in my top comfort movies, I think. Be honest with you. Another favorite comfort movie of mine, Freddy versus Jason. Probably one of my favorite movies of all time. Just for sheer look how, like, who would have thought we would have seen that? Will we ever see something like that again? Where we've got two icons of horror in a movie together like that? Look at that. It's just so cool. Get ready for the ultimate showdown. It's been nearly 10 years since Freddy from the Nightmare on Elm Street series invaded people's dreams to exact his deadly form of revenge and murder. But now his memory has been systematically erased by a town determined to put an end to Freddy once and for all. Until that is, Freddy resurrects Jason, the equally iconic madman from the Friday the 13th film series. Jason is the perfect means for Freddy to once again instill fear on Elm Street and start a new reign of terror. But as the bodies begin to pile up, he discovers that Jason isn't willing to cease his murderous ways and step aside so easily. Now, with a terrified town in the middle, the two titans of terror enter into a horrifying showdown of epic proportions. And it is that. It's so good. Roadkill 2, Halloween Resurrection, and Freddy vs. Jason has special makeup effects by the same guy. Oh, really? That's kind of funny, considering that I love those movies. Who is the makeup guy? It doesn't say on the back of this. That's true. Yeah, Blumhouse probably would do something like that if they get the contract. Wow, man, you know your shit. um, Is Roadkill 2 and 3 any good? Because I love Roadkill 1. And it's funny, I've never actually seen the sequels for a movie I loved so much. Are there any good horrors coming out in 2021 to look forward to? Of course, man, always. Let me just pull up some of them here just to give you a kind of a quick breakdown. Okay, so now, obviously, this is pandemic allowing. Um, so we have Halloween Kills, obviously, which is going to be absolutely amazing. Wrong Turn is out next month. I think that's going straight to Blu-ray. The new installment of Saw, Spiral, the reboot of Candyman, the Forever Purge, which is the final Purge movie, The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, which is Conjuring 3, a Resident Evil rebrand, Don't Breed 2, Godzilla vs. Kong, which would be quite cool, Mortal Kombat, which looks amazing, Ghostbusters Afterlife, that looks fantastic. What else have we got here? Anything else cool? Let's see, let's see, let's see. Um, Candyman's gonna be amazing. A Quiet Place 2, April 2021. But again, the pandemic's probably gonna fuck this up. Spiral from the Book of Saw. When is that due out? May. Okay. The Conjuring 3 is due out in June. The Morbius movie is due out this year by Marvel, which will be quite interesting. Yeah, man, it's such a pity. This pandemic has really fucked everything. I'm just going to run through these last few movies here then and see if there's anything else we want to chat about before I head off. Um, have any of you guys seen this movie? Yeah, but it's Sony Marvel. Yeah, it is. So it's basically not Marvel, essentially. Yeah, Don't Breed. Have you seen the first one? I actually love the first one, right? But when I read the story for the second one, I'm not entirely sold, to be totally honest with you. Um, I just think that that story continuing is such a reach, and it's just I don't know. It kind of sounds awful. Oh, excuse me. Um, have any of you guys seen this Monster Man? So I saw this on a channel years ago. Yeah, I really like Don't Breathe as well, but I'm just not sure. I will watch the second one, but just based off of the plot that has been given so far. Yeah, man. Yeah, they're making a sequel. It's out this year. Same character, and yeah. Let me do this. Let me pull up the plot for it, and I'll read it out, and you guys can let me know what you think. Don't breathe. Okay, so this is what we know so far. In Don't Breathe 2, the blind man has been hiding out for years in an isolated cabin and has taken in and raised a young girl orphaned from a house fire. Their quiet existence is shattered when a group of kidnappers show up and take the girl, forcing the blind man to leave his safe haven to save her. Um, you know a lot about makeup, man. Makeup effects. Does it have it on the back? Let's see. Let's see. Nope. It just says, well, it just has special effects. Masters FX. Yeah, it might actually be really good, but I just from that plot line, I'm like not entirely sold. Um, but yeah, it could be good. This movie is fucking amazing. It's like it's like terrible, but also brilliant at the same time. And that killer is so cool looking. So whoever you're saying done the makeup, Todd Masters, yeah. So that's Masters FX, then I imagine. Um, that looks amazing. They done a really good job with that. And I don't know if you guys can see some of those stills there. So basically, this villain drives that monster truck, and there's some amazing scenes with him. He's like super freaky looking. I think they actually done a really good job with this. And to be honest, maybe more money wouldn't have worked in its favor. But yeah, I searched high and low to get a copy of this. I had seen it on a channel called Channel 4 in the UK and Ireland. And like they would show like on Friday and Saturday nights, they would show like really bizarre, like awful horror movies and stuff. And I would stay up till like 3, 4 a.m. And I remember this actually scared the shit out of me at one point when I first saw it. This movie came out in 2003, so it's quite old. Um, so I'll just read the back. So on a deserted highway, college buddies Adam and Harley are up to their necks in trouble. They've upset the locals, a twisted bunch of rednecks who are missing more than just a few brain cells. They need to escape the hot headed pursuit of a scar faced psycho in a monster truck, hell bent on splattering them all over the interstate. Monster Man gleefully rips apart all the best redneck revenge on the road horror films, wears its tongue firmly in its cheek, and delivers a belly full of gore filled thrills. Yeah, that's something that you guys should definitely check out. It's a fun one. It's obscure as well. Um, it's something that I would actually like to reach out to maybe the makers, maybe do something about it. Michael Davis. I'm gonna have to try and find him. Masters started with Steve Johnson in the late 80s with Demon Night before he started his own company in the 90s. That's cool, actually. Funny story about Steve Johnson. Um, so I don't know if you've ever heard of Nick Taylor. He has a podcast called The Nick Taylor Horror Show. So he interviews lots of cool people from the business as well. William Lustig, Roger Corman, Joe Dante, Mick Garris, all those kind of people. But he's actually currently working on a documentary about the life of Steve Johnson. So that might be something to watch out for. I actually had him on my podcast the other night. That episode will probably come out in about a week's time. Um, where Nick talks about it, but he's actually in the later stages of making this documentary about Steve Johnson's life. So that's something that you'll probably definitely be interested in if you're into the makeup side and special effects and stuff, which it sounds like you are. What do I think is the most scary movie ever made? You see, this is the thing, and it's the same as the thing about a lot of people ask me, um, how have I gone through with doing a podcast and things like that? And I'm still not there where I want to be. And I'm nowhere near it. But I mean, even I'm not even talking about from a monetary sense or anything. Um, I still have those feelings about I don't want to release things or do things because they're not good enough. People might say, it's not good. It's you're dumb, you're stupid, you're fucking cringy, whatever. And you don't want to put things out then because it's the fear of what everybody else thinks. But then you're gonna live your whole life like that. Then you're not even living your own life. But it's something that a lot of people argue about with movies and what's good and what's bad. I mean, quality is subjective. So I say, watch what you like. You know, as regards the scariest movie ever made, I genuinely don't know because I would probably give you a different answer than you might give me if you get me. Like for me, one of the scariest movies that I still watch when I put myself into that realm is the Blair Witch Project. Um, it doesn't necessarily scare me like a jump scare, but it definitely, if I try and put myself into that universe and feel how they feel and block out all the outside stuff, that isolation, that feeling of going crazy, turning on each other, and just being tired and on this endless journey, that scares the shit out of me. Um, so yeah, that would be one of my movies that I would say is quite scary. Um, Another one for me actually, and I wouldn't say scariest movie of all time, but like a movie like Hostel for me would be quite scary. Um, my girlfriend is actually from the Czech Republic, and I've told this story before, but I am how would I put this? I'm afraid to visit Eastern Europe because of things like Hostel. I know that sounds so dumb, but there's just something I don't know what it is. I just have this thing in me that just won't allow me to do it. I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but yeah. Steve Johnson has what's a movie that scared the shit out of you actually, Lucas, and you too, uh, Castle Rock. Steve Johnson has had an insane life. Yeah, man. We'll keep an eye out for that documentary. Um, Nick talks about it on the episode, so I'll hit you up when the episode is releasing. And you should follow him if you like that stuff. He interviews a lot of special effects people and things like that. So he has a fun podcast. Also, if you guys are interested, there is a podcast called Best Movies Never Made, which they bring on different writers and directors who talk about their scripts for sequels and different movies that never got made. So, for example, there's a Halloween 3D episode. There is, I'll just run some of these off and let you know. Let's see. So we have And Friday the 13th 3D. These now they don't just do horror, but I'll just read the horror ones just obviously because Halloween 3D, Return of the Thing, Toby Hooper's White Zombie, Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian, At the Mountains of Madness, um, Freddy versus Jason versus Ash, Jurassic Park 4, Dead Space, Godzilla King of the Monsters 3D, ET 2 or Night Skies. The horror community is really great. I post the weirdest Bigfoot's theory on my Instagram account, and I was expecting a negative commented, but no, might come true in the future. I'll check that out, man. I'm like super into all those kind of theories and conspiracies and things like that. There's another podcast I watch on YouTube called the Mile Higher podcast, which is really good. If you like all those strange stories and stuff, Bigfoot, the missing 411, Skinwalker Ranch, the Montauk Project, all those kind of things, yeah, you should definitely check that out. Do I watch creepypastas? I have done. I got super into creepypastas at one point and actually delved into trying to put together my own creepypastas on here on YouTube, actually on the channel. And I also have, if you guys have TikTok, I don't actually use TikTok for anything really. I don't watch TikToks, but I do have a TikTok account under First Class Horror where I post all sorts of random stuff, different little stories and things. Um, yeah, like they get like decent views, 37,000 and stuff. I have some real life stories in there, Ouija board murders and stuff like that. But more recently, I've done top three haunted places in Ireland. Um, but more recently, it's been trailers, old trailers for movies. So if you're into that kind of thing, check me out on TikTok, or I post them all on Instagram as well in their full form. Oh, Lucas followed me. Thank you, man. Thank you very much. I'm probably more active on. Oh, you followed me on Instagram. Thank you, dude. I really, really appreciate that. Sounds awesome. I have to listen to the Halloween 3D. If you want to get really weird. Um, I'm not sure if it's the one by Canon Films. Possibly. I can't remember. It's been that long since I listened to that episode. And there's so many. I've read two books back to back now, Taking Shape and Taking Shape 2, which is all about the Halloween franchise and then all about the unused sequels. So I'm like, my brain is fried with Halloween. I love all that stuff. Recommend Sasquatch Chronicles. Yeah, man, I'll definitely check that out. I love all that kind of stuff. It's fun. It's fun to not rule things out and be able to just do whatever. You know, I can watch anything. I'm not opposed to any one particular thing, to be honest. Ooh, my battery in my phone is about to die. Woodboggers. I have not ever heard of them. Care to explain? You sent a story to Creepypasta in December, still haven't heard back from them. Yeah, man, I'd say they're inundated though. I done that a while back. The Rake and Laughing Jack scared me. There's one, I don't want to call it a creepypasta. It's like one of those shorts on YouTube. I think it's called The Smiling Man. If you guys want to pull that up and have a look at it, um, it's like a kid and she's in the kitchen, and there's this dude. It scared the living shit out of me. It really fucking freaked me out. You guys are gonna have to just bear with me with the background noise. There is a Bigfoot sighted in the US which has a baboon's head but a man's body and is 8 feet tall. So that sounds terrifying, like genuinely terrifying. There is an old sighting of this Bigfoot creature rippling a black ripping a black bear apart. Super aggressive Bigfoot with giant fangs. I think that thing is responsible for a lot of missing. Yeah, there's so many theories about that. Thanks, Lucas. I appreciate that, man. All the best. Stay safe. Um, yeah, man. Chat with me on Instagram and stuff. Reach out to me, message me whenever if you ever need anything or just want someone to talk to. Um, these live streams, I know this one hasn't been overly engaging or anything. I am working on some stuff, so I will have some overlays the next time, hopefully, on the chat. Um, just a lot of different things. I'll be doing some giveaways. We'll have some actual stuff to chat about. I'll try and have some kind of a not an agenda, but different things I can show you guys, different collections and unboxings, and maybe we'll do a horror news thing once a week or something, or once a month. Yeah, this was just to kind of get on and just see would anyone jump in. Obviously, the more people that we can reach and share this to, the better. Um, yeah, man. Well, that was the goal. Like I said, this is my first time ever live streaming, so it's I don't I it's not nerve wracking, but it's just out of my comfort zone. It's unusual for me. I'm not really sure. I need to set up a proper background and stuff. I have things on order, so my plan is to have like a proper background. I will find a way to integrate the music properly. Um, just some chill, royalty free music in the background. And just some different stuff. Maybe I can pull things up on the screen, like screen share and stuff like that. We can check out maybe trailers together and different things. Um, but yeah, I really appreciate you, man, for the follows. I appreciate you jumping in, and I appreciate you saying that as well. Um, it's just nice when people are into the similar things and just kind of chill out. And it's a tough time for everybody, so it's kind of a form of therapy for me in a way, to be honest. Well, I think I'll probably jump off here now. It seems to be thinning out, and it's kind of gotten a bit late, so I can't imagine too many more people are going to jump in or engage. So, I had planned to stay on for 30 minutes, but it's nearly 2 hours later now. So, I guess what better time to jump off than now? Um, I did actually have one other movie that I wanted to show that I have yet to watch, but um, Gabe, who done Leprechaun, I want to say, made this movie, and it has Warwick Davis in it as well, called Skin Deep. I would imagine it's something along the vein of Monster Man. Um, Introducing the Surgeon General, an imposing and frightening figure whose flesh is tightly stretched over a disfigured skull framed by black goggles and an evil bear trap as a mouth. Wielding his trademark blade, the Surgeon General is the most unapologetic of killers and is destined to be a new horror icon. And that's him there. And that's him on the back as well. what I like even more about this is it looks like a bootleg. Just the way the logos and stuff are on it. I've yet to check it out, but I've heard good things, and you can see it right there. Warwick Davis is actually in it. Uh, it is directed by a makeup effects guy. I can't pronounce his second name. Um, Gabe Bart Bertalos, something like that. He done Leprechaun, in case you're wondering. So yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. I actually am trying to have him on the show at some point. I've It's been like very hard to track him down. I really want to get people involved with um the Leprechaun franchise. I would love to do a because the podcast is based out of Ireland. I just think it'd be funny to do some Leprechaun related stuff. I think that'd be quite fun. The guy who done Psycho Gorman also directed Sci-Fi's Leprechaun Returns, so I'll probably get into that quite a bit with him. But I would love to have Warwick Davis on, to be honest with you, um, and just talk to him and some of the special effects team for Leprechaun. Any of the movies, really, to be honest. But yeah, so yeah, I appreciate you guys coming on. The few people that were in and out. I'll probably just jump off now because things seem to be quietening down again. Um, but yeah, next time I'll make sure to give proper notice. I'll probably build it up for maybe a week or so. Um, get the word out there and see can we get more people in next time and have a bit more interaction. We might do a quiz or something fun. Do some giveaways. And I'm working on a movie watch party at some point. When that's going to be, I'm not sure. I'm aiming to do one for closer to Valentine's, which I think would be perfect. It'll be a Valentine's related movie. You can probably guess already which one it's going to be. Um, and yeah, just thanks for all the support. Appreciate it. Any likes, shares, thumbs up, subscribes, anything that you guys can give me, then is greatly appreciated. Um, Follow me on Instagram at First Class Horror. I'm on Twitter, class_horror. I have a Patreon. You can subscribe to the Patreon for €1 or $1. Um, it will be a little bit less, I think. Yeah, it's $1, so I'm not sure what that is in euros. There'll be exclusive content on there. There's going to be some vlog stuff. Some videos that I put together that are not out. I am going to do um private watch parties and stuff for any patrons. At most levels, and you'll be added to the Discord server as well. There's like 200-300 people in the Discord server. So anybody who donates at any level will get that. The higher up the levels you donate, the more benefits you'll get, basically. So just a quick breakdown of it. Um, let's see where we at. Okay, yeah. So you have tier one is the It's Alive tier. So €1 a month. Basically everything goes back into the podcast and the brand and whatever. You'll get a shout out on social media, shout out on the podcast, exclusive Patreon posts and discussions, and access to the Discord server. Then there's the Popcorn Gang for €3 a month. Shout out in the podcast, exclusive posts and polls, access to the Discord server again, and you can ask whatever guests I have on. You can ask them your questions, so you'll get shouted out basically, and you can submit a question for a guest. Um, Lost Boys and Girls is the next one, so it's €5 a month. Bonus episode, movie commentary once a month. Exclusive content bonuses, plus everything else in the previous tier. Then we have our Camp Arawak Camp Counselor. That's 15 a month. Monthly AMAs with me, exclusive stickers posted out, and some other little trinket things. Discount on my merch store on Teespring, and everything else in the previous tiers. So yeah, they're just some of the things. Even if you can't, this is not like necessarily about money. It's just it would be fun to be able to sustain some of it with cash, obviously. Um, Once I start to see people donating to the Patreon, I will start to fill that with content. Um, some of the higher tiers, you'll actually get merch from me, um, and just random drops at different times. Not all the time, but just randomly. I will be sending out packages and stuff, of different things. Like I said, all the money from that will go directly back into buying gear. Maybe at some point paying for guests to come on the podcast, and just general things to do with it. Nothing is going to be for me for profit. It will all be put back into the content and the channel. Um, but like I said, I know it's a tough time for people. COVID's the thing, obviously. I know that. So there is no pressure there. The main thing I want from people is to chat, have fun, chill out, talk to me if you need somebody to talk to or reach out to, if you need advice or want to know recommendations on movies, and vice versa. I want you guys to give me your recommendations. I want you to tell me about you and what you've got going on. And yeah, that's my main goal here. If I never made a dime, that's completely fine with me. So long as we build a nice little community together, and you know, have a it's a strange world out there. So being able to connect with like-minded people, even if it is over this and over the internet and stuff, I think it's a really good thing. It has been and will continue to be quite an isolating time for a lot of people. And I just think having communities like this is going to be key, going forward, because this has shown us that you we don't have control of everything. So I just think it would be fun. But yeah, without being too morbid, I hope everybody enjoys their weekend. Thank you all for the support so far. Like I said, Instagram is probably the main place to catch me on. I reply to all the comments, all the messages, everything. I get back to everybody as much as possible. Um, Anywhere you see me, support me. If you leave me a review on iTunes or anything like that, or follow me on Spotify, make sure to screenshot it and send it to me, and I'll personally message you back. Like I said, I appreciate everybody's time as always, and stay safe, look after each other, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.